All right, we need to learn about one more new type of rhythm, note, and rest. And you can see up above, right, in our little tiny grid that it's a whole note and a whole rest. So let's review before we get there. First thing is I want to review our time signature, okay? So we have, our treble clef here. We have our time signature. 4/4 time signature. The number on the top means how many beats in a measure. A measure is what's in between bar lines. The bottom number means that what type of note gets the beat. So 4/quarter note or 4/4 time means 4 beats per measure. The quarter note is what gets the beat or the pulse. Okay, now that's our time signature. We're going to do 3 measures of things right now. So I got my 3 measures right there. And the first one, let's review some quarter notes. Okay, so I got how many quarter notes would fit in a measure? If a quarter note gets 1 beat and there's 4 beats in the measure, then there should be 4 quarter notes in the measure. And so let's count that. Okay, let me turn on my metronome. I guess I turned it off, so I had to get the settings correct again. Okay, we got our metronome going. Let's count it and point at it. Ready, set, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again, but clap it. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's write those rhythms in. How would we write that? A small one, is it a small one? No, it's a big one. And then a small and. The and is in between beat 1 and 2 when your toe is tapping. 1, 2. The and is when your toe is up. So now I have a big 2 and a small and. The reason, that was kind of funky. The reason it's a small and is because the and counter, the middle of that beat, is inside that half note. Okay. Later on, when we learn 8th notes, we'll learn how to write big ands as well. 3, big 3, small and, big 4, small and. Okay. More review. We got half notes. How many half notes would fit in a measure? We can see in our table that a half note is worth how many beats? 2. So how many would fit in a measure? Well, you got 2 beats and then 2 more beats. That adds up to 4 beats, and we're in 4/4 time. So that's 2 half notes to fill up 4 beats in a measure. Sorry, it's a little ugly half note, but that's okay. Okay, let's count that. Ready, set, point, add it, tap your toe, and ready, go. 1, 3. Remember, it's a 3. You wouldn't say 2 because beat 2 is inside the half note. Let's write that so we can see it too. A big 1, a small and, a small 2, and a small and. A half note has 4 pulses, so we're going to write 4 things in it. Okay? And then what's next? A big 3, a small and, a small 4, and a small and. Beat 4 is inside that second half note. Okay, that's how you would write that. Now, let's move on to the new one. Okay, we have a whole note. Notice that when it's a quarter note, it looks kind of like this. The note head is filled in. When it's a half note, the note head is empty. When it's a whole note, the note head is empty, and there's no stem. There's no stem on it. That little line, there's no stem. So a whole note looks like this. Lots of people. Lost my train of thought. Let's look at the grid right up top. A whole note gets 4 beats, and it gets 8 pulses. 8. And then a whole rest kind of looks like that half rest, but it's upside down. It's like an upside down top hat. Some people like to think it looks like a hole in the ground. The whole rest looks like a hole in the ground. Okay? And this is how we would count that. We would count and clap or point, and we'd go like this. It gets 4 counts and 8 pulses. So we'd count it like this. 1. Isn't that exciting? It gets 4 beats. So I'm going to show you the beats this time. And it gets 8 pulses. Here I go. 1. And you got to really get into those pulses, people. Really get into it. How would we write that? It would be a big 1. And then the rest of them are going to be small because they're all inside that half note. Small and, small 2, small and, small 3, small and, small 4, small and. And you can hear those 8 pulses when you count it. 1, right? Really get into the counting. It's awesome. So that is a whole note. That's how it works, and that's how you count it. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to write our own composition. Okay, we're going to delete all of this stuff, and we're going to write our own composition. We're going to be composers. We're going to do 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 bar lines. Okay, let's make the first, we're in 4/4. I'll draw my treble clef. Let's make the first measure a whole note. Let's make the first measure a whole note. And then let's do maybe like a quarter note. Let's add some rests in there too. A quarter rest. And then maybe let's do a half note. Okay, cool. Then let's add a half rest. Okay, and then maybe what? Could I add a whole note here? No, because a whole note takes up the whole measure, 4 whole beats. So maybe we'll add a quarter note and a quarter rest. Lots of rest in that measure. And then let's end with a whole rest. Just ending with silence. That's how we'll do it. Okay? Let's clap it once. See if you can clap it once before we write it in. Ready, set, here we go. 1, 1, 3, 3. That was a lot of silence. Nice. Let's write it in, okay? Big 1, small and, small 2, small and, small 3, small and, small 4, small and. Whole note, okay? Then we got a big 1, a small and. What are we going to do on the rests? We're going to write it small, and we're going to cross it out. A quarter note and a quarter rest get 1 beat or 2 pulses, so we write 2 things. Then we have a big 3 because beat 2 was the rest. And small 4, small and. We got another rest, so it's going to be small, small 1, small and, small 2, small and. Half rest gets 4 pulses or 2 beats. So now the next thing is on beat 3. Big 3 because it's the note, and then a small and because the middle of that beat is inside the quarter note, and then a beat 4 rest. Small 4, small and. What did I forget to do on the half rest? I forgot to cross it out because it's a rest. So I'm going to cross out this one too. And then we have a whole rest, and they're all going to be small. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Oops, that's not a, you wouldn't have 2 3s in a row. You would have a 4 right there. 4 and. And then I'm going to cross all those out because it's a rest. Okay, that's how that would work. Let's count it one last time. Ready, set, and here we go. 1, 1, 3, 3. Nice job. That is how you count whole notes and whole rests and write them in. Great job.